Hi friends, welcome back to another episode of What's New at GP Knives. Today we're going to take a look at some new and improved Spyderco knives. We have some really cool fixed blades for you and some brand new OTFs from Hogue knives. Very exciting stuff this week, Kich. Let's check them out. First up this week, we have got some new editions of older models of Spyderco. And what I mean by that is basically long time coming, and one we've even seen before, because you got your Salt Native 5. We have had that before. That was LC200N, I believe, right?
Yep. That's
very
great.
cool steel. We all like the steel. But then along came Magnacut, right? And does that take that to a whole new level or what?
Yeah, so what you get in Magnacut that you don't get in LC200N is toughness. You get extreme toughness. So these came out, probably a couple years ago, and LC200N had the green handles. Everybody was really excited because we get a big upgrade from H1. Now we're getting kind of an upgrade to LC200N. So with Magnacut, you get toughness, you get corrosion resistance, you get pretty easy to sharpen, so the sharpenability is pretty good.
That's nice.
So it's just kind of a great all-around steel, and then it really fits into the salt line because of the high corrosion resistance.
Sure.
There's a lot of tests out there on YouTube of people using these things and putting them in salt water, and they're pretty much neck and neck with LC200N. So
that's
it's
cool.
really hard to beat as far as the corrosion-resistant steel goes, and especially whenever you add in it's as tough as a tool steel. It's pretty easy to sharpen. It has great edge retention.
Well, that's great info, Kich. I would say that also this was, so they announced this about a year ago, and people were excited then. And, you know, we kept waiting, and they had to get a lot of things right. They really wanted to get the lock bar and just that whole thing to be extra corrosion resistant. You know, because this thing is, you know, they advertise this as basically being, you know, one of the most corrosion resistant knives in the wettest environments. Basically, no matter where you live and work, this thing should really, you know, work through it. I also just think it's cool looking. I'm a big fan of like this bright yellow with the black accents.
Especially with the black hardware.
Yeah, really dig that. I love the clip. I love the hardware on there. It really looks great. And the Native is just, I mean, it's a classic.
Yeah, it's already a great model too. Even whenever it was in H1, it was still a great model. It doesn't matter what steel you throw into it. Like I carry our exclusive that's Rex 45 all the time. Yeah. It's an awesome model. It's super lightweight. You can even, you know, close it one-handed even though it's a backlock.
Sure.
It's awesome.
It's a really handy knife.
This one, you could submerge this in salt water forever and it won't really rust. So
that's amazing.
Hard to beat.
Yeah, and so we've had that full serrated one for like a month or two, and now that we've got this plain edge, you know, you better grab these up before they're gone because they're going fast.
They are moving very quick. I packed a whole bunch of them.
So next up is we have the famous SpyOpera made by Lion Steel.
Yeah, so basically Spyderco and Lion Steel kind of have this thing where Spyderco takes a Lion Steel model and adds a hole and then kind of their own little touches to it. So this is a Lion Steel Opera with a thumb hole, and then this is kind of the fancy version. The original ones were micarta and M390. So now you get Thor Damascus Damasteel, and then you get carbon fiber. Wow. And then if you look at it, like it has all of the really cool stuff that you get out of Lion Steel knives. So you have like a crowned back spring, you got a crown spine, but you get kind of the ease of use of a Spyderco to where I can just kind of open it with a thumb hole.
It's nice.
Really nice knife. I think that this is probably one of my favorite models that they came out with in the last couple reveals, and then to see it kind of get a upgrade.
Yeah. So this is a really nice limited edition sprint run for you guys out there, so you know that it's a limited time thing. What I love about it, so I like the wire clip that's on there. I love the scales. I like the titanium liners too. Super neat. I mean, they didn't spare any expense on like any materials on this. No. You're getting all upgraded materials from your traditional SpyOpera for definitely an awesome collector piece, but also a solid user.
Oh yeah, it's a great user. I mean, it's got that deep carry clip on there. It's got a really good blade shape. Yeah. And its ergonomics are great too. The way it kind of just fits your hand. It's perfectly.
It looks like a good size.
Neutral handle. It's basically the perfect EDC size for me. Like this is a knife that I would definitely carry, use. Fits my pocket great.
Awesome.
Probably going to buy one.
All right, so now we're going to talk about some fixed blades we got coming this week. We have a couple from Tops Knives USA, and we have a couple from Suprlativ Knives, which is a collaboration between Peña and Oser, and it's a really cool production company. Got their own line of knives. So very different styles here. We've got two small kind of like neck knives, and then we have some big outdoor workers. So let's take a look at these little guys here. This is called the Hella. Yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah, very neat little EDC fixed blade. They actually come with a really cool sheath, little pocket sheath with a titanium clip. I really like how these guys are kind of set up to be in your pocket. It can also go inside the waistband that would clip perfectly over a belt. Obviously, you're going to want to tie some kind of lanyard on there unless you want to pinch it out every time. But it's really small. It's got this nice sheep's foot blade, and it's actually big enough to where I can fit all 4 fingers on there.
Wow.
I don't have the biggest hands, but they're kind of big. So kind of a wide palm. But you can kind of choke up on this thing, use it for a bunch of stuff. Basically, the way that I would look at this knife is if you're going to carry a small knife for like cutting open boxes, maybe like some small food prep, like you have to cut up like fruit for lunch.
Right.
This is going to be an excellent like choice for that, for sure.
Cool.
You can even kind of pinch grip it and use it to scrape. I was kind of like, while I was doing the product entry for these, I was kind of like playing with it, and I was kind of like, wow, this is actually a really neat little size.
Like it's actually a pretty cool design.
You can actually kind of like cap the blade. I don't know, it's really cool. I like it quite a bit.
It's just solid M390, right?
Yeah, full on M390. The cool thing about it is it has these little like handle inserts on it, and these are replaceable. So you can actually take those off, put a cord wrap on it, a bunch of different options. I believe that Suprlativ is going to be launching those soon. I don't think that they're available right now.
Sure.
But if you buy 2 of them, you could switch them back and forth.
That's cool.
Eventually, they're going to be coming out with different materials, different colors, stuff like that. This one's a really cool DLC. This one is just your standard satin, and it's in that lava fat carbon that everybody's been really liking a lot lately.
Very cool. Yeah.
Yeah, full flat ground, very slicey, real sharp, pretty thin behind the edge.
Nice.
Yep, got a nice little swedge on the top, so they're still kind of pokey.
Definitely just something for an everyday pocket carry.
Definitely.
Cool little fixed blade you can depend on. So totally opposite from that, we're going to jump into our new tops ones this week, and they've both got the same kind of finish to them, which is kind of neat.
Yeah.
I like that.
They've kind of started doing a lot of this midnight bronze Cerakote.
Midnight bronze, yeah.
So this is the Idaho Hunter. This one's kind of an older design, been out for a little bit. Basically, it's your standard drop point hunter. It's got a little bit different things going on the handle back here. So you get this front finger choil for detail work, and then you can go way back here if you have to reach up and cut inside of a deer or something like that.
Sure.
So got a little bit of belly, good for skinning, good for gutting. It says Idaho Hunter, but kind of the way that I would describe it is this is basically just like a big chunky field knife.
Yeah.
So it's got enough thickness.
Multi-purpose.
Got enough thickness to where I can like hammer through some logs. I can choke up here and do feather sticks. Whatever I have to do, this knife is going to kind of fill that role for an outdoor knife. It's actually really good design, really cool. It's got real thick handles, so your hand isn't going to fatigue from holding it, and the ergonomics are pretty money on that guy too.
I think Topps is kind of promoting this as a very durable finish. Like they're like, hey man, we're really getting to something that's really protective of the steel, super durable finish, and I think they look cool.
Yeah, I think it's a really cool design too, or color. I like the color a whole lot. I really like how, I mean, it's Cerakote, so it's going to be ceramic, so it's really hard. It's going to be scratch resistant.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard to get it to wear off.
Totally. Yeah, and the next one is a brand new model called the Woodcraft.
Yeah, kind of brand new. So it's actually like 100 years old.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. Yeah.
So this is a Woodcraft. So if anybody out there is familiar with marble knives, this is basically the marble knives Woodcraft, and they asked Topps to kind of Topsify it, I think is the verbiage that they used.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what they did. So this knife for like the last 100 years has been kind of the standard for hunters. My grandpa has one of these. He's used it for a long time. I don't even know how old it is, to be honest with you.
Still has it?
Still has it. Still uses it. It's still like his main hunting knife.
That's amazing.
So it's got a whole lot of belly.
Definitely.
Perfect for skinning. Perfect for gutting deer. It's got a whole lot of point. It has a nice thumb scoop. The idea behind this knife back then was, there weren't a lot of hunting knives around. Basically, it was the marbles knife, the original marbles, and then the Woodcraft kind of came out as a little bit smaller version of that.
Oh, okay.
So it's meant to be used for every outdoor task that you would need. So this thing can do anything from fire sticks, feather sticks. You can cut trap sets with this thing. You can skin a deer. You can gut a deer, all the way up to small game since it's got this nice fine tip and big belly. This is kind of your one-size-fits-all hunting knife.
I think it's a nice carry size too. It's not going to weigh you down.
Yeah, it's perfect. And it comes with a really cool sheath. So they used to call these cowboy sheaths. So as the knife goes in here, they used to have like real nice stacked wood and leather handles on them. So as you're riding your horse through the brush, it would get scraped up. So they have this nice little flap of leather over it
I got you.
to keep it, safe and secure. And then high quality leather sheath, double stitched. It's got the big loop on it. Really cool sheath, really nice knife. One thing that Topps did that I thought was really neat is they actually inlaid black micarta into this natural micarta.
Oh, nice.
And it's completely smooth. It feels like one piece of micarta.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Great ergonomics. Awesome knife. I'm really happy to see this come out. Definitely going to pick one of those up as a companion to pretty much all my other hunting knives. But really neat idea. Cool design. I'm really glad that Marbles was able to work with Topps to get it to come out.
And finally, friends, we have the new Counterstrike out the front from Hogue Knives. Super cool, new out the front, automatic. So the story behind this one is it was a limited edition collector series that came out around Christmas time, and it had carbon fiber and it had Magnacut. It was really nice, super nice knife. So they're finally to the full-fledged production version of this. And these are so nice, guys. Like, you can't believe the size and the weight on these. They're under 3 ounces, which is amazing. And they use their beautiful G Mascis colors on top. Just fire awesome. Yeah. I mean, what's your favorite, Kich? Can you pick one?
I like the blue lava. It's pretty easy for me to pick.
Gravitate towards the blue.
I like that. I like the drop point. These guys are super cool. I really like the milling on the aluminum side.
Yeah, the
you
texture
get it on both
is
sides
awesome.
of it. It's really cool to get that milling. It has a really nice deep carry pocket clip. You get a glass breaker. The action on them is real smooth, real easy to deploy. I think that they're really cool, nice little like shake up to the out the front market. Like most knives this size, like what do you have? You've got the Manticore E and you've got the Ultratech.
Sure.
So it's nice to kind of have something that falls on that same like slim profile. It's got just enough like grooves on here to be comfortable, ergonomic in your hand. You get the really cool drop point blade. It's got a nice swedge at the tip, plenty pokey, got a little bit of belly. It's really kind of like my favorite little OTF that's come out in quite some time.
I agree. I love how thin this knife is. This thing just fires. I mean, it just disappears in your pocket. It's really nice. I love the coatings. You can get a coated blade, you get a tonneau blade, drop point, you get that nice stone wash. But they all come in 20 CV steel, which is a really nice steel. Quality steel to get on these. I think they're all under like $300.
Yeah.
The way that they made these are outstanding. I'm really happy for this launch. I think they're going to do well.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. We had a whole lot of cool stuff this week. Links to these guys are down in the description box below. While you're down there, make sure you like and subscribe. Hit us with a comment. Tell us what your favorite item from this week was. See you guys next week.
Thank you.